Alright, so what is up guys? This is Fade back here as usual. So in today's video, we'll be talking about Genshin's version 3.6. So for your information, Genshin version 3.5 is coming to an end. Alright, it's like almost at the end of 3.5. So for those who are still trying hard for allocation, good luck for your banners. Alright. So in version 3.6, there are a huge ton of events, alright, and also some new content, new map, new artifact sets. Alright, for those I'll leave it for later. So in this video, I'll be talking about one of the most important things that most players care about the most, alright, which are the character banners, alright. So for your information, the current banner is Shanghai Naga. But in version 3.6, we are going to have quadruple banner. Means we are going to have 4 banners, 2 in the first half of the version and 2 in the second half of the version. So for the ones who didn't watch the special program, I am pretty sure the rerun characters are Nilo, Nahida, and Ganyu, and one more, I forgot who is it. Yeah, I remember it's oh wait, it's Baiju. Yeah, it's Baiju. Baiju is a five-star danger catalyst, alright. So he's technically not here yet, so you can see his him in action probably next patch. Yeah. So into this video, I'll be mentioning about Nahida more. Alright. So Nahida has been like on this game for quite long. Like as you can see, the last time her first release is on February 11. Sorry, not February 11, November 2nd. Alright. So regarding about her, there are a lot of people like automatically comparing her with others. Alright, like some say Nahida is actually necessary and really good. Okay, like some will compare to like Alhaitham or Kali or just Danger Traveler at one point. Alright, so um first things first is let's say if Nahida is actually necessary. Alright, so in my honest opinion, alright, she is kind of necessary. Alright, necessary as in how. So first of all, her kit is actually quite flexible and also quite nice too. Okay, because of her skill, like her skill applies the mark, which is the Sea of Skanda. Alright, so how good is this thing? Is technically like this thing holds on to 25 seconds and it has a 2.5-second trigger interval. Alright, so a lot of people might assume that Nahida can trigger a lot of the like a lot of Dendro element. So technically yes, but also technically no. Alright, so why do I say it's because like if you don't have electro members on your team to kind of reduce this trigger interval, then your overall like dendro application is actually kind of low, which is something like 10 times according to this, because you only proc like 2.5 per second, so you can only proc like 10 times during the whole duration. But consider the cooldown is like extremely short. Alright, so she can keep applying, but the only downside, she needs to be on field to apply this. Alright, but however, there is a way to reduce the interval, which is you using her elemental burst and you have electro on your team. So as you can see here, this is a level 10 burst. 2 characters you get 0.67 seconds, and 1 character you get 0.45 seconds. Yeah, means like this thing will become like 1.9 seconds if you have 2 electro members on your team. Like means it procs a lot more faster and gives you more danger element. Alright. So besides that, another point is like the level 20 ascension talent. Right, so this thing means like when unleashing the burst, the Shrine of Maya will gain the following effects. The elemental mastery of the active character within the field will be increased by 25% of the elemental mastery of the party member with the highest EM. You can gain a maximum of 250 EM in this manner. Means that this burst, instead of like buffing her own skill, it also buffs the on-field party member, like giving them 250 EM. Okay, so the second ascension talent is also like more DPS related, so it's like 80% bonus damage and 24% crit rate. Alright, so regarding about the biggest difference between her and other Dendro characters like Algorithm, Dendro Traveler, and Collie, or even Yao Yao. I haven't really played Yao Yao, sorry about that. Right. So the biggest difference is she is a Dendro Catalyst, alright, and she needs to be on field to apply Dendro, which is kind of similar to Alhaitham, and I mean Alhaitham only, alright. So her weapons are actually quite flexible. As you can see, I'm just using a 4-star weapons. If you don't have this, you can also use the fulfillment. It's a craftable one, just grinding from open world. Right. And another one is the wood. Yeah, nothing too much, like not high requirements like EM. Yeah, that's all I technically need. And this is a C0 one. So the only downside of Nahida is, yes, she applied tons of Dendro, but the only problem is she needs to be on field, alright? Which is kind of slightly different from Dendro Traveler and Color. I mean, they do need to go on field, but their whole core kit still allows them to be backfield and apply Dendro still, alright? But however, due to the special trait of Nahida, which is actually a Dendro Catalyst, so technically she can be a driver on field. But if you are considering a driver, honestly, in my opinion, Alhaitham is better. Alright, it's actually pretty simple why Alhaitham is better, because he his Dendro application within his whole skill rotation is much more faster than just Nahida. Alright, because if you look properly, alright, like Alhaitham can proc his Dendro application through basic attack, alright. Like if you have Dendro application, like what should I say, like if he have this chisel like mirror thing, alright. For those who don't know, okay, just find out my previous video and watch it, alright. So technically, if he have this mirror, alright, his Dendro application will be like yeah, so he will technically have Dendro application on his basic attack, alright. So it means that you can proc a Dendro through his skill, alright. You can also proc his Dendro through his normal attack, charge attack, and plunge attack. So it means that he can like be on field and you can proc a lot more faster than just Nahida, because Nahida have only normal attack, and this Nahida can have normal attack and charge attack and plunge attack too, but however Nahida's skill have a 2.5-second interval, while our item skill have 1.6-second interval, so which is technically kind of like faster, much faster, honestly. Alright, and not to mention our item's burst is also a way to apply Dendro, which is actually quite insane. Right, so overall, if you want to compare Dendro application and on-field Dendro driver, our item is definitely a better choice, in my opinion. The only downside is our item cannot quick swap, because once you start his elemental skill, it will be continuous for him to on-field for 12 seconds. Right. So for Alhaitham, that's probably it, but Alhaitham has proved his value quite a lot since last patch. A lot of people have been like, Alhaitam's a Dendro Kachi. Yeah, jokes on you, but Alhaitam is still really good. Alright, so speaking, finish about two on-field Dendro characters, let's talk about off-fields. Alright, so first we have our Dendro Traveler. So our Dendro Traveler is actually quite new, alright. So what he does is actually his burst allows you to put a lotus lamp. So this thing technically just like stays on field and deals Dendro damage. Yeah, also applying Dendro. Right, so this thing is 12 seconds, but you can also like gain another 3 seconds through the constellation. Right, so technically you will have like 15 seconds and like 20-second downtime. So the energy cost is actually quite high, it's like 80, but it should be fine if you run for bonus sword and another Dendro on your team. Right. So for Kali, yeah, she's also kind of off-view Dendro character. Right, but the only problem with Kali is her burst is actually not long enough to sustain the all the things we need for quite long-term Dendro application. Right, so as you can see, her burst duration is actually like 6 seconds, and the cooldown is like 15 seconds. I mean, even though you can extend like 3 seconds for the burst, but I don't think it's still quite nice because you still have a 6-second downtime. So in my personal opinion, I won't purposely use Kale. I mean, if you're trying to pass with 4 stars, you can probably just build her. But for me, I really won't use Kale if I can just use Nahida or Artem. Right. So Yao Yao, I haven't built Yao Yao, but she is a Dendro healer. She can be off field, but keep in mind the downtime too. Since her element does have a downtime of 5 seconds, so you need to be aware about it. So regarding about Nahida, so a lot of people have been wondering, like in version 3.6 there are Nido and Nahida. Alright, so which one should I actually pull first? Alright, so if you want honest words, alright, for those who will pull for your playstyle, your aesthetics, or your personal fun, just go on whoever you want to pull, and I wish you all the best. Alright, so for those who are actually planning properly on spending wisely your primos, or do you want to like improve your account more, or like long-term investment become better? Alright, so in version 3.6, I'd like to recommend you to pull Nahida. Alright, not because it's a meta or something, it's because Nahida is like too good for everything overall. Alright, first, in open world, for your personal opinion, this thing can collect a tons of stuff. Okay, it can, I mean not tons of stuff, harvestable items like carrot, radish, apple, whatever it is, like collectible items. Alright, Nahida can technically do all of them. Okay, second is Nahida can like make your team formation a lot more flexible, or your account a lot more flexible. Alright, because to form a Dendro related reaction team is actually so fucking cheap. Alright, so for example, alright, so here is my Dendro team. So the most common reaction you will hear is probably Hyper Bloom. Alright, so to make a Hyper Bloom team is actually quite simple. First, you have Naida. Second, you can have a Xingqiu. And third, you can have a Cookie. Alright, so as you can see, my Hyper Bloom team is already completed, and I only use 3 characters. Alright, so for the 4th character, you can probably put a shield or maybe a heal. Yeah, that's technically all. Alright, because I know a lot of people say Cookie can heal, but when you put triple EM Cookie to proc Hyper Bloom, her healing is actually quite low. Yes, at a certain point you might just die. So maybe you can consider putting a healer or something. Right. So Nahida, if you want to play a Bridging team, it's actually quite simple too. Just Nahida, Bennett, Xiangling, and Xingqiu. Yeah, that's all. So as you can see, once Dendro element is released, the whole team is actually like, the whole concept of Dendro is actually like really good, because you don't need like too many 5 stars to carry the reactions or element or damage. Like whatever reaction or whatever team you pick, it technically just like it's just 4-star merge up and you can do big damages. Okay, so Dendro, like if you're using our item in that case, like you'll probably just be the same, because both of their concepts are not too far. Alright, so like as I said, you can also like our item Xingqiu Cookie or something. Alright, so nothing like there's no such thing as like what should I say, is Nahida like very absolute necessary or something. I mean, yes, if you put Nahida, she can definitely make your game better. Alright, but if it is it like fucking necessary? Alright, in my personal opinion, she might be necessary to some people's account, alright, where they have where they don't have Al-Hatem and they don't build Traveler. Technically, they don't care about Traveler and they don't know what's a Kole, and some even worse, they don't have a Yao Yao like me. Alright, so how did I got my Yao Yao? I got it from the Liga event, and then I also got it from the no, I got two of them from the banner that time. I so regarding about Nahida, so what kind of situation makes a person's account necessary to pull for Nahida? Alright, so there are two kinds of situation. Alright, first is your account is terrible, you don't have any good DPS, or you don't have any like good drivers. Alright, and for a second, your account is like you're tired of your account. Yeah, like you don't have any other dangerous characters. Like you are so tired because you can't play new elements or you can't clear shit. Alright, just put Nahida. Because like danger element is such a low investment that you can just invest on the other elements if you are playing on the danger team. As I mentioned just now, if you are playing on a hyper bloom team, all you need to do is to just have 3 members, which is like Nahida or Al-Hatem. Then you can have like a Xingqiu to prop bloom, and another cookie to prop hyper bloom. As you can see, the team formation is actually really cheap. Alright, you don't need any fancy 5 stars. You don't need any fancy weapons. You don't even need any fancy kits. Alright, it's just simple as that. And yeah, that's actually pretty odd. Yeah, so in my words, is Nahida necessary for some people's account? Yeah, but in my personal opinion, if you have Al-Hatem, if you have Al-Hatem, you can consider skipping her. Alright, but for those who still wants to pull her, alright, you can actually pull for her. Alright, because the fact that she can apply off-field danger is actually still quite valuable. Alright, but to apply danger, you need to let her be on field for a bit. So yeah, that's the point. You need to like flex out a bit lah. Alright, so this is technically all I want to say about this video today. Alright, so if I miss anything or like if I miss any points, just remind me in the comment section. Yeah, so that's all for today's video. Thank you very much guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Like, peace.